39-year-old Lemuel Surrey is behind bars for fatally suffocating a 2-year-old son Abraham Dieng. At around 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday the 15th of October, authorities responded to a home at 4418 Holstein Drive in Nobets, Ohio on reports of a dead child. Lemuel told responding officers that she intentionally suffocated her son by placing one hand over his mouth and another over his nose. Lemuel was arrested and booked into the Franklin County Jail on a charge of aggravated murder. The following day, Lemuel was arraigned at the Franklin County Municipal Court, where the judge set her bond at $1 million. The judge also ordered Lemuel to undergo a mental health evaluation after prosecutors noted that she had a history of mental health issues and hospitalizations, and that she's made homicidal threats in the past and has a history of violence. During the arraignment, Lemuel's husband Mohammed Dieng, who was at work when their son was killed, said that Lemuel's mental health had deteriorated over the past few weeks. Mohammed said he's been married to Lemuel for almost 20 years, and they have 5 children together. He said that Lemuel struggled with her mental health for a long time. She had been battling diabetes diagnosis, which took a toll on her physically and mentally. He said he tried to get her help. He made calls to mental health services and even tried calling the police to his home. He said the police came here, talked to her. I was on the phone with police while I was at work, trying to make them understand she needs help. She needs help because she was stating some kind of threat to her and the boy, and I explained everything to them, but they said if she didn't agree, they cannot take her. Mohammed said the local government, they failed, and they put my family in this situation because if I didn't call, they might say, why did you not call? Franklin County Children's Services reported that the family has no prior history with the agency. Lemuel is set to reappear in court for a preliminary hearing on the 25th of October. A 24-year-old man is behind bars for violently beating a woman with a cast iron hot plate and trashing her home. At around 12:30 p.m. on Monday the 14th of October, authorities responded to a home at 287 Anderson Street in Lewisburg, West Virginia on reports of a physical altercation. The 911 caller stated that a male and female were engaged in a fight in the front yard. When deputies arrived on scene, they did not see anyone outside. As they approached the front door, they could hear yelling coming from inside, but no one answered the door. Deputies then began walking around the house to see if they could spot anyone in a window. As they went to the rear of the residence, they noticed an open window. After parting the curtains, they observed a person's head lying next to the window on a bed. A deputy called out sheriff's office, and a person later identified as a female victim, raised up and her face was covered in blood. He instructed her to open the door. Soon after, he heard a male voice, later identified as Kevin Stocks, asking if they were leaving. The victim then opened the front door. One deputy spoke with her, while another entered the premises and found Kevin in the living room intoxicated and covered in blood. He would not cooperate with questions, only insisting that they take him to his aunt's house. Deputies observed multiple injuries on Kevin, including blood dripping from his left arm, gashes and blood on his stomach. Due to his uncooperative and combative behaviour, he was detained in handcuffs. While searching the residence, deputies found a bloody kitchen knife in the bathroom sink and blood on the floor. The female's injuries were also substantial. A broken cast iron hot plate had been used to strike her on the head and leg, and she had bruises, scratches and a puncture wound. She stated that when law enforcement arrived, Kevin took the knife into the bathroom and began cutting himself to make it appear that she had attacked him. The interior of the home showed extensive damage, with broken cabinet doors, drawers and dishes, which the victim attributed to Kevin's erratic behaviour. The victim refused medical treatment, but Kevin was transported to the ER for his injuries. Kevin was then booked into the Greenbrier County Jail on charges of domestic battery and destruction of property. A woman is facing felony charges after being accused of strangling a child. On Wednesday the 16th of October, deputies launched an investigation into allegations of child abuse in Alamance County, North Carolina. Authorities said that a juvenile victim reported being assaulted by Jordan Page Hayes, and probable cause was established to charge her with felony child abuse. Jordan was arrested and booked into the Alamance County Jail. The following day, detectives investigated the case further and found probable cause to additionally charge Jordan with felony assault by strangulation. Authorities said that Jordan is accused of placing a hand on the victim's throat and covering the child's nose and mouth. The juvenile victim suffered multiple abrasions on the body, a bloody nose, and was suffering from a lack of oxygen. The juvenile victim also had scratches on the throat from strangulation. Jordan remains held at the Alamance County Jail with bond set at $20,000. 22-year-old Destiny Gibson is behind bars for fatally stabbing fast food restaurant worker 22-year-old Christopher Boris. The incident occurred at around midday on Sunday the 13th of October at a McDonald's at 3903 Hanging Moss Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Christopher was eating lunch and using Wi-Fi in the dining room when Destiny pounced on the victim and repeatedly plunged a knife into his chest. Christopher tried to leave, but Destiny went after him. Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade said there was an argument before the stabbing, though it's not clear what it was about. Whatever the verbal exchange was, it did not justify you producing this very large knife to take this young man's life, he said. A Good Samaritan inside the store helped detain Destiny until police arrived. Destiny was arrested and charged with murder and remains held at the Hinds County Detention Center on a $2 million bond. Destiny is also accused of attacking another person inside the jail after her arrest. In that case, authorities said she used a plastic spoon to stab another inmate in the eye. She will now likely be housed away from other inmates. Further charges are expected in the case. An attorney for Destiny says she's homeless and has lived in Jackson for 5 years. Jail records show that she's from Plainfield, Illinois. A 25-year-old mother has been arrested after she took pills and passed out in a Walmart restroom. On Monday, the 14th of October, authorities responded to a Walmart at 1501 East 29th Street in Muncie, Indiana, on report of an unresponsive female in the bathroom while a young child was running around the store. When officers arrived, they spoke with an employee who said their child came up to her and told her that her mother, 25-year-old Sabrina Godby, had been in the bathroom for more than an hour. Sabrina told authorities that she had taken her OxyContin pills. However, the prescription for oxycodone and acetaminophen that she had was for another person that's currently in jail. Sabrina was arrested and booked into the Delaware County Jail on charges of neglect of a dependent and possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. The child was taken into custody by Child Protective Services. 21-year-old Devon Leland Sledge is accused of strangling a woman during a fight at their home. At around 12:15 p.m. on Saturday the 12th of October, authorities responded to a residence at 226 Southeast Booth Avenue in Waukee, Iowa, on reports of a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived, they made contact with the victim, who told them that Devon walked up behind her, jumped onto her back and began choking her. Officers observed the victim had red scratch marks around her neck. Devon was arrested and charged with domestic abuse assault causing bodily injury. He's held at the Dallas County Jail on a $1,000 cash bond. 43-year-old James Vincent Henry is behind bars for possessing and distributing child sexual abuse material. James is a pastor at Crossroads Assembly of God Church in Delight, Arkansas. On Wednesday the 25th of September, special agents with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force executed a search warrant in Delight in reference to 2 cyber tips from the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children made through online messaging apps Snapchat and Kik. During the investigation, agents reviewed digital evidence collected from the search warrant and information drawn from social media messaging apps. On Monday the 14th of October, an arrest warrant was issued for James. At 8 p.m. the following night, James was arrested and charged with 100 counts of possession, viewing, and distribution of child pornography. He remains held at the Pike County Detention Center. A 43-year-old Kentucky man pretending to be a 15-year-old girl's father checked her out of an Alabama school and took her to an abandoned house to rape her. Justin Stevens is facing charges of second-degree rape with a victim between 12 and 15 years old, traveling to meet a child for sex and enticing a child. Authorities said that on the 18th of September, Justin called the Central High School in Florence and told the staff the girl needed to be checked out. Surveillance cameras allegedly show the girl entering his black Dodge truck at around 9 a.m. and returning to the school at around 2 p.m. Authorities said that Justin took the girl to an abandoned home on County Road 222, where they engaged in sexual intercourse. Investigators later tracked Justin to a hotel in nearby Colbert County where he admitted to the act. He also confessed to exchanging nude images with the girl on his phone. Justin reportedly traveled about 500 miles from his home in Lomansville, Kentucky, to the school to pick the child up. Lauderdale County Sheriff Sergeant Josh Casson said the girl had a cell phone her parents did not know about, and she apparently met Justin on social media. Once the parents found the phone, they handed it over to investigators who uncovered messages between the two. Justin remains held at the Lauderdale County Detention Center on a $365,000 bond.